Hello, and welcome to today's subscriber contract, Like Statues, set in Dartmoor and supplied to us today by Paul Anderson, 37. So moving on to our briefing, short and sweet, let these 5 get some exercise. And moving on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them, along with a free map. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting at the default location. We're going to be bringing with us a Seeker 1 in a briefcase, a remote micro taser, and a silenced pistol. So right from the start and off the bat, we're going to take the opportunity to remove the Seeker 1 from the briefcase immediately, and we are going to head over to the house and the property proper. We're going to head over directly into the outer garden by the front of the building, where our first target is located. So Seeker 1 in hand, we're just going to make our way across the stream, straight up into the garden here, using the bushes for cover, and we will encounter our first target. Now, he is accompanied by another guard who will wander off to the right on his patrol. We're going to wait for the maid to make her way past, and we can then shoot our target in the back with the Seeker 1. We're then going to make our way past everybody across the driveway into the building via the butler's office area, and all the way around the corridor, avoiding everyone as much as possible, as we are now trespassing, although we've been trespassing since we entered onto the property. We're going to wait just over by the glass double doors here, and our target will be making his way through the entrance hall, and he is heading for the library bathroom. So there he is right now. Once he gets to the library bathroom, we are going to follow him inside, and once he is safely in position, we can then deal with him accordingly. Make sure you hold on to your briefcase. Even though it's empty, we are not quite done with it just yet. So once we get into the bathroom, we can give our first target a nice refreshing cold drink. We're going to leave him where he is. We're going to drop our taser behind us on the floor by the sink. So around about here, anywhere around here will do. We're then going to make our way back into the corridor, and more specifically the corridor behind the dining room or the lounge, where our next target is currently located on guard. So we're going to open the doors, throw our briefcase against the wall behind our target. That will get his attention, and when he comes out to investigate, firstly, he will not see the briefcase until he loses interest, and just before he turns away to go back to his routine, he will spot the briefcase and move to take it away. So the nearest weapons locker for him is outside the side of the building. Now we want to get to him before he goes through that door directly ahead of us, not the glass ones, the one leading outside. But we want him to get nice and close to it before we pounce on him and render him unconscious, so that the maid in the library doesn't see us. We can then drag him into the library bathroom, up against the sink where we have left our taser. We're then going to overflow the sink, and just to be sure that we are not in the puddle, we're going to stand just outside of the bathroom. When the sink overflows, we can then detonate the taser. That will deal with our target, and it will also attract the attention of another bodyguard from outside, but he will be distracted by firstly the gun our friend here has left on the floor, and the briefcase that we have left on the floor, leaving us enough time to make our way into the bathroom, don the bodyguard's outfit, select our Seeker 1, and make our way up to the first floor, and we are heading for the deceased brother's bedroom, and more specifically the two guards outside that area who are both our next two targets. So one of these is an accidental drowning, one is an accidental fall. So what we're going to do is shoot the accidental drowning target with our Seeker 1. Now he will not react until we move a safe distance away. So we're just going to head around to the side of the corridor area, past the bathroom. Our target will then suddenly get sick and not before. And when he moves away to head to the bathroom, we are going to head straight back to where he was located, pounce on his colleague whilst the patrolling bodyguard isn't looking this way, who's at the far end of the other corridor. We're then going to drag him out onto the small balcony and deposit him over the edge for a quick flying lesson on the way down to the ground. So that is one target down. Our next target should have made his way to the bathroom and is in the process of purging himself, at which point we can dunk him into the bowl and give him a nice refreshing cold drink. So that just leaves us one final target, and they are located out in the rear garden, or the rear of the property, so we need to make our way back downstairs. We also need to make a stop off at the kitchens for our final item, and yes, you've guessed it, I am heading for a propane cylinder. So we're just going to make our way straight down the stairs, avoiding the butler at all costs as he will be an enforcer, straight into the kitchen, grabbing a propane cylinder from within, and then heading straight out into the rear garden. And our final target is currently located on guard by the fuse box. Now he is a smoker, so if you are so inclined, you can throw the propane cylinder that it ends up somewhere near our target's feet, but there's no guarantee that that will work the first time. So just to be safe, I'm going to place the propane cylinder and detonate it manually, and we give our final target a nice flying lesson, and he manages with a little bit of help to clear the hedge. So with all of our targets now dealt with, all that's left for us to do is to make good our escape, and the nearest available safe exit is probably the hearse exit, but getting the key in this outfit will be slightly tricky. It's not impossible, it's not particularly difficult, but the bridge exit is far easier. So there we go, one more subscriber contract taken care of, and once we're across the bridge here we will get confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan. We had no objectives and we get a silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.